Hello, welcome back to another video. Let me Dion here. We are doing what Deku's like Spider-Man part 8. Matter of fact, yeah, 8. And we had last left off where Deku had just started his training with the Avengers. So, but before we get into that, I know I missed 2 days. So today I'll be posting 2 videos, and tomorrow I'll be posting 2 videos. That'll be 4 videos done, and we'll make up for the first 4 videos of this week. And of course, Friday I'll make one, Saturday I'll make one, and Sunday make one, and I can get back on my schedule. I really apologize for missing those days. And yeah, now, let's get back in the video. So, Deku starts his training with the Avengers, but before they get there, of course, before he gets to train with Iron Man, he has to train with everybody else. Because, of course, Iron Man is training MJ. Deku's girlfriend, you could say. So, they make it to the Avengers Tower, and the first person Deku chooses to train with is actually the Hulk. He wants to train with the Hulk because he knows that the Hulk is very strong, and he knows that Deku knows that in the future he's gonna be facing super strong people like the Hulk. Maybe not as strong as the Hulk, but training with the Hulk will make him even better because he knows that Hulk is the strongest. And so on. So, you know what I'm saying? So if he trains with Hulk, he'll know that against strong opponents, he'll know ways to defeat them. But of course, before he could train with both Hulk, he has to train with Bruce. Bruce Banner, of course, Hulk's human form. For those of you guys that don't know about Hulk, Hulk is actually two living organisms, I guess you could say, in one body. Hulk is his own human, and Bruce Banner is his own. Well, Hulk is not a human, but Bruce Banner is also his own living thing, you could say. Bruce Banner is a human, and Hulk is a Hulk, you could say. See, so, like, if Hulk was in Hulk form, right, and his head was chopped off, Bruce Banner can go into the Hulk form's head, you know what I'm saying, Hulk's body, and put his head in there, and it would work like that. I know, that's pretty cool. So, yeah. Now, let's get back into the video, though. So before Deku gets to fight Hulk, he planned, that's what he planned on doing. Bruce Banner had to actually, help him out with his tech. He shows him his suit and some things about his suit. He says, look. Bruce Banner says, look, Izuku. I'm not Stark, but I do know some things wrong with your suit. The AI in it is pretty good, but it's not as good as, how can I say, Stark can make it, or maybe Stark can make it. And besides, I can touch it up and make it even better for you. I can work out the AI to fix any problems that's going wrong in your suit system right away, and so on. Deku's like, that's the problem. See, the thing is, I'm not going to be using this suit anymore. I was thinking of talking to Tony Stark about that. Well, this is an Avengers trip. Bruce is, okay, kid. But I also have this special kind of web. I learned about the web fluid in your thing, of course, the web fluid in your webs. And they seem not to be strong enough to hold back a Hulk at any cost. You can shoot 100 webs at the Hulk's hand to a wall, and the Hulk will tear it apart with ease. So, my buddy the Hulk, sarcastically, says Bruce Banner, will only be defeated by, will only be able to be attained by these kind of webs. But it wouldn't last for too long because the Hulk is a Hulk. And as you may know, the angrier the Hulk gets, the stronger. So yeah, just letting you know, Izuku. Use these webs. Bruce Banner says you'll be able to hold back even a Hulk with such webs. Izuku's like, thanks. I really appreciate it. Izuku smiles as he takes the webs and he puts them on his wrist and he tests them out. Deku says, so now can I have my battle with the Hulk, says Bruce. He says, sure, but we'll have to go into the facility. They make it to this training facility very, very well, how can I say, very well guarded one. It's like the walls are made of some, not vibranium, but like titanium, very strong metals. Ones that's not even easily break, not even easy for a Hulk, you could say. So this, boosted Izuku's mentality to an extent, as you may know. So he's like, alright, we're in a safe zone of fighting, and it's just me versus a Hulk. Bruce takes off his glasses. He says, hey, listen, kid. Once I get in this fight, I'm not really in control of myself. After a while, they'll play some tunes so they can calm me down. It's a new experiment I've been working on, and it turned out to work. So, don't die, kid. Because if you do, it'll be on our hands, and that's not going to be a very good thing. Izuku laughs. He says, hey, I'm as strong as a Hulk myself, says Izuku. Bruce laughs. He takes off his glasses, throws them. Says, ah! And he screams. He screams as loud as he can, and his body starts to turn green, and it grows humongous. The Hulk forms. Hulk want to smash, says the Hulk. Izuku says, whoa, you're a lot bigger in person. He uses a web and slings it behind the Hulk and kicks Hulk in the back, but it seems to have no effect. The Hulk grabs Izuku and says, you puny human, throws Izuku into the wall. But, of course, Izuku lands on the wall perfectly. Izuku's like, hey, I'm not the type of human you would call puny. After all, I'm here to kick your butt. Hulk says, puny human can't kick my butt. Hulk smash super big. Hulk's super strong, too. Izuku's like, okay, buddy. He gives away, he slings a web to the Hulk's arm and swings and uses all his strength to pull, the Hulk into like a wall. It doesn't work, unfortunately, until Deku uses both of his arms to web sling. He pulls him as hard as he can and swings him around the room and throws him into a wall. Deku jumps forward with not all his might, but he jumps forward, giving a kick straight to the Hulk's stomach. The Hulk is in the wall, and yes, even the titanium wall dented. Yes. Hulk gets up, he says, that makes Hulk mad. The Hulk jumps up to Izuku and goes for a punch. Izuku catches the hand of Hulk's, and he says, I'm not a puny human, you dumb Hulk. Hulk says, you call Hulk dumb? Hulk's arm pushes Izuku's fist and boom! Slams into Izuku's chest. Izuku flies backwards. And he takes that punch super hard. He slams into the wall and falls to the ground. He gets up right before the sound cuts in. He waves his hand. He says, no, don't stop. I'm not done. Hulk says, Hulk wants to smash. He jumps forward to Izuku and gets ready for like a double-handed punch. You know how it'd be when they boom with like both hands? Yeah, Hulk's gonna do that pretty much. Hulk is ready for that, and Izuku, even with all his might, he bends his leg and catches both of the Hulk's hands. He pushes him up and jumps up and spins and kicks Hulk in the stomach. The Hulk is blasted back about pretty far, but it doesn't blast him back too far. Every step the Hulk takes, the ground cracks. The ground cracks on every step the Hulk takes. Boom! 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 Hulk says, puny human will not defeat the Hulk! Boom! Hulk punches Izuku into a wall, rendering Shizuku almost useless. Getting ready for another kick. Beep, 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 beep. The sound waves out of the walls of the speakers, and they all reach Hulk, causing Hulk to power down into Bruce Banner. Bruce Banner is about pretty weak after transforming into Hulk with the giant, with the ripped up pants. He gets up, he goes to Spider-Man. He goes to Izuku. He says, "Are you okay, Izuku?" Izuku gets up. He says, "Yep, just need to walk on it." He says. He walks around the place a bit, and Bruce Banner and Izuku talk. Izuku says, "Well, I knew I wasn't going to be defeated easily, says Izuku, because my quirk's similar to Hulk's, you could say. Bruce Banner waves her his eye. He says, similar. Well, Izuku says, well, not too similar. You say Hulk's strength is like, no matter he gets, the stronger he gets, huh? Izuku says, well, the more I'm into a fight and the more I get into, the spirit, the stronger I get as well. I never stop gaining strength, ever. The more I live, the more stronger I get. I guess it's just like, I have infinite power, you could say. Spider-Man. He smiles at Bruce Banner, and Bruce Banner says, Well, Izuku, we'll take some tests on you, and we'll check you out. Well, we'll take some tests, check out your quirk a bit, and tell you more about it. You say, but by the time the tests end, you'd be near the time of leaving, so I'll be telling you the last day. Izuku says, oh, no worries. I'm going to go see Thor. He smiles and he leaves. Izuku walks out the door. He walks out of the door and he runs as fast as he can. He goes up a level of the Avengers Tower, and he sees Thor there, sitting there, and how could I say? He's just sitting there, watching TV with his hammer on the table. Izuku runs over there. He says, "Wow, you're Thor. This is your hammer, right?" Thor said, "Ah, kid, I guess it's my turn, huh? I guess it's my turn, eh?" Surprised. Who'd you choose first? Oh, I chose Bruce Banner and the Hulk, says Izuku. Thor says, you chose those two. That's why your clothes are a bit ripped up, eh? Izuku's like, yep, sure is. But I didn't die, so I'm fine. Izuku says, this is your hammer, right? Thor says, yeah, only pure-hearted ones can lift such a thing. Izuku says, that's cool. He grabs the handle, and Izuku manages to actually lift it up. He looks at Thor, he says, whoa, does this mean I'm pure-hearted? Pure-hearted? Says Izuku. He keeps throwing it up in the air and catching it. He said, it is pretty heavy, but it's not that heavy. By the looks of it looks like it weighs tons. Thor's eyes open up wide. He's like, kid, put it down. Izuku's like, okay. He says, kid, I only know few people who can lift such a hammer. Nobody in the Avengers can lift such a hammer. Avengers Infinity War or Endgame hasn't started yet, so he doesn't truly know that Cap can, so yeah. Thor says, nobody in the Avengers but myself can lift the hammer. Yes, this is like MCU Spider-Man. I mean, MCU Avengers, so get that right. But, it's a little more engaged into, like, My Hero world, so yeah. She was like, I know nobody else who can lift such a hammer besides me and my father. Not even my brother Loki can do such a thing. Izuku's like, oh, Loki! That's your brother, right? The evil one, right? I've always wanted to fight him. That would be cool. Thor said, kid, listen. I could handle my brother, but you, at the moment you are right now, you probably wouldn't have a chance, especially the abilities of my brother. He can take over your heart in a snap. Izuku's like, but I'm pure-hearted. There's no way. Thor says, you'd be surprised. But, kid, since you chose me, what's your plan? Izuku's like, whoa. I initially wanted to fight you, but that wouldn't be much of a training, am I correct? Izuku says, teach me how to get one of these hammers. Thor laughs. He says, kid, this hammer's made of special, how can I say, special metal heated up by a star. We have to go far into the galaxy for that one. Izuku says, don't you know the Guardians of the Galaxy? Can't they make it to a star in like a snap? Says Izuku. Thor says, no, kid, you're not getting a hammer. You're not getting none of such. We were saying, oh, Thor didn't know about this until he got Stormbreaker. Nah, Thor's different in this one, okay? Let's get it right, you know what I'm saying? He says, as you can see, His hammer is made of star. That's why nobody in the world can really lift it, besides pure-hearted ones or worthy ones, you could say, like the two of us. Thor grabs his hammer. He says, "Look, this hammer isn't just a normal hammer. It's here to help me control my abilities. Maybe if you use this hammer, you can probably control. Well, never mind." Thor says, "I forgot." Thor then says, "I forgot. This hammer is solely for my purpose and to help me use my lightning abilities." Thor says, "But I think I've got the hang of it." Thor, flashes lightning with his hand and so on, you know what I'm saying? He says, "As you can see, I can control lightning without the hammer, but it took me a while to get the gist of it, as all I am a thunder god." He was like, "Is your strength near the on par of the Hulk?" Thor says, "Yeah, I'm the strongest Avenger after all." Izuku says, "No way, Hulk's way stronger. Am I right?" Thor says, "Listen, kid, I'm the strongest." He flashes thunder in his eye and he says, "Nah, I'm just joking. But I wouldn't like, this is Thor. But I wouldn't like how can I say? I wouldn't like just running, just fighting, being the only way I can teach you. Besides, you have a whole week here. Why would you just want to be here just to fight every day? Look, kid, I want to teach you some things. Maybe I'll teach you how to throw the hammer around. So any future circumstances, if we're in a fight together, you'll be able to use my hammer. Besides," Thor says, "I have Stormbreaker." Deku sees Stormbreaker. It has a wooden handle made from the arm of Groot himself, with an axe. Izuku's like, "Is that Stormbreaker?" Thor says, "Oh, yeah. I don't know too much about Stormbreaker after all, because I got it from, how can I say, my future self, or another future of myself," Thor says. Because, they have, like, some futuristic technology to help him pass through time from Doctor Strange, of course. Thor says, "I got it from Doctor Strange." He throws the hammer to Izuku, and Izuku grabs it, and he feels the energy flowing in Stormbreaker as if it's, like, new. He can tell it's new, pretty much. Izuku's like, "Whoa, I can feel the energy in Stormbreaker. It seems much stronger than Mjolnir," says Izuku. Thor's like, "Neither is strong. Well, actually, I would say Stormbreaker is stronger than Mjolnir, but Mjolnir's I'm a bit more used to. Of course, I use Stormbreaker in battles because it's more battle ready and battle efficient," says Thor. "But overall, they both are about the same strength. You can feel Stormbreaker better because, of course, Stormbreaker is you could say, a new hammer after all." Izuku's like, "Well, Thor, what are you going to teach me?" Thor says, "I want to teach you how to use the hammer. In future circumstances when we're in a battle, you'd be able to use Mjolnir at times. Because, I'll tell you this now, you're not using my Stormbreaker." He chuckles. Izuku's like, "Aw, alright, teach me how to use it." They go outside and to a faraway place, you could say. A big grass field. Thor look at Izuku and he says, "Look, I'm gonna raise this hammer up and I'm gonna use the lightning to an extent." He raises the hammer in the air. "Ah, lightning!" You know what I'm saying? Lightning in the air, you know what I'm saying? Well, he doesn't say lightning. Thor doesn't say lightning, but he raised the hammer in the air and lightning seems to, strike upon it. He then raises the hammer down and you can see, the blue coming in from the hammer, and he points it at a nearby tree. Well, not a tree, a boulder, and the boulder explodes. Izuku says, "Hey, pass me Mjolnir." Izuku says, "That's so cool. Man, I wish I had tech like this inside of a suit like mine." Thor says, "If Doctor Strange was here, I think we might be able to find a way. But kid, listen, I heard from Doctor Strange myself. Making this kind of weapon, and where I got mine, Stormbreaker, from, turns out my future self had to break his, tear his back. Like, he had to withstand the heat of a star. If you're able to do such heights as that, Izuku's Thor, you'd be able to have a weapon such as this. Izuku says, it's not really my style. After all, I can lift it, as you could see. What you could say, a goat. Izuku says, now, how about a fight? Thor says, no. Take the hammer, grab the lightning, and destroy Boulder. Then we go home. Well, we go to the Avenger Tower, sleep, and fight in the morning, says Thor. To Izuku. Izuku says, oh, wow. Originally, I've heard about you, Thor. Most people think you're an idiot. You don't seem as stupid as they seem. Thor throws the hammer at Izuku's chest pretty hard, and Izuku grabs it. Like, right before it hits his chest, he says, hey, what was that for? Thor's like, hey, kid, how'd you catch that? Izuku says, oh, Spidey sense, says Izuku. I can sense any objects coming from any direction, even if I'm not able to see them. It's my special spider sense. It's connected to my quirk. Says Izuku. Yep, I know. It makes me really strong. Thor says, that's a pretty good ability, but reacting to my hammer moving as fast as it was shouldn't have been as easy. Izuku says, I'm not a weakling, okay? Listen, Thor. I was able to hold my own in a fight with the Hulk. Thor laughs. He says, listen, kid, you ain't seen the Hulk, truly angry. One point, I fought him how can I say? I fought him when he just couldn't even go back to Banner. It was just the Hulk. The Hulk had took over Banner's body, and it was crazy. The Hulk was all strong because he anger. The angrier he gets, the stronger he gets. There's no stopping the Hulk, says Thor. Unless you kill him before, how can I say, he gets angry. Thor says with a chuckle. Deku says, that was a horrible joke, but let me try it. Thor says, listen, kid. When you point the hammer in the air, you can't just point it in the air. You point it in the air, and you have to, call for the thunder. Originally, the thunder would already be directed to the hammer just because of what the hammer is, the sole meaning to it, says Thor. Thor says, listen, you have to call for the lightning in your head, not out loud. And when it's in the hammer, you have to make sure to stabilize it. You may be thinking, don't I need thunder powers to do such a thing? No. It's a hammer. It's there to help you control the thunder. It's not there for you to be with the thunder. Or not there for you to control it on your own. The hammer's there to control it for you. You just need to have control over your mind as you're holding the camera. And then when you point it at the rock, you release. And you got it there. Right, kid? Suki says, right. He points it in the air. He focuses on the lightning coming into the hammer. Boom. Little boom, boom, boom. Little bits of lightning go inside of the hammer. He brings it down. Lightning strikes around everywhere. Izuku's body near Thor at that. But of course it didn't hit him. It hit Izuku at that. Izuku drops the hammer. He says, oh, that hurt. Thor's like, oh, of course, you won't be getting it at your first shot, says Thor. But hey, you did pretty well for beginning. My first time. I don't even think I had any lightning in mine. I think the lightning hit me instead. That probably didn't have anything to do with the hammer, though. Thor smiles. And on that note, we are going to end off the video. Thank you guys so much. We recently hit some 700 subscribers, so I really appreciate it. So yeah, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you get updated on my daily uploads. Link down in the description down below for Marx Spade. So yeah, peace out.